everyone, this is Sarah, the Catholic Homemaker. Today I wanted to talk to you about Tower Garden, which is a part of the company, the MLM company, Juice Plus. So this is really part 2 of my Juice Plus video because I forgot to talk about Tower Garden on there. First of all, welcome to all who are new to my channel and welcome to all of you who have subscribed already. I would welcome any of you who haven't subscribed already to please subscribe to my channel so we can continue to grow this community, and also hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and hit the notification bell for all notifications so you know when I post, which is every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you shared this video and comment below your experiences with Juice Plus or any other MLM company, I'd love to hear about it. And just all these things will help people to find my channel and find my videos. So before I jump into Tower Garden, part of Juice Plus, I wanted to put a disclaimer out there that this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is only my experience and my opinion. All right, so I will definitely link to my Juice Plus video in the comments and also in the iCards above, just in case you missed it. But let's just briefly talk about Tower Garden. So Juice Plus is mostly a supplements type of company, but there is a whole nother side of Juice Plus, which is about gardening. And the type of garden that they have is an indoor, it can be indoor or outdoor. And it is a tower structure, and it is based on aeroponics. So it is not aquaponics because it doesn't use nearly as much water as an aquaponics system does. And so I thought it was a really great thing to invest in when I was in Juice Plus. I was like, yes, I'll get all these points for, or earn a commission. I forget exactly how it worked out because it was like at least a few years ago that I did this. It was back in 2016 when I joined Juice Plus and got my husband's permission to buy the Tower Garden. It was over $1,000 to buy. It was a lot of money. So I definitely did not make that money back. If you didn't realize, this is an anti-MLM video. I don't think I said this before. It'll be in the title. But I spent over $1,000 on that Tower Garden. I don't know if they're more than that now, but I got like all the components of it. I got like the 2 extra sections, so that cost a little extra. I don't know if I spent like almost $1,100 on the whole thing. And that included the minerals. There was like all different kinds of things that came with it. And I also had to order starter plants to go into the system. And you had to, if you weren't going to get your own, you would have to plant them a certain way and in a certain type of thing. I forget what it was called, but it's like this green little thing. It's not soil, but the thing gets, I'm sorry, I wish I knew the term. It got completely soaked, and you plant the seeds in there, and then you have to put something on top, like something called like Vegemite, but it's not Vegemite. That's the Australian food, right? It's something like that. So anyway, I bought a bunch of starts for my Tower Garden, and they all started growing. So it actually does grow pretty well if you do the instructions. But I will say that thing is super, super high maintenance because at least a couple times a year, I don't know if people do it like quarterly, I can't remember, you have to clean the whole Tower Garden out. And that thing, I mean, first of all, it was not super easy to put together. Parts of it were, but parts of it were not. I also had to buy a ton of water at the store because it has to be filtered water in some way. So I bought like a ton of gallons of drinking water from the store. what else? I mean, you have to add minerals to the water, my understanding, because otherwise the plants, maybe they'll grow, but they're not going to have like great nutritional value to them. So yeah, it was a huge investment, and I don't think I really made that much back from it. I definitely did not make a profit from it. And comparing it to like store-bought organic food, it's actually less expensive to buy organic food at the store. And this, I'm talking about like food from, say, like even Walmart or Aldi, where you can find discounted organic food, organic produce. And it was more expensive to invest in the Tower Garden. Even if you're not counting your initial investment, which I wasn't. I was like talking about how much it cost for me to continue adding water and minerals and all the other things I had to do. It was more expensive for me to do that via the Tower Garden than for me to buy organic produce at the store, which is really sad, because like the whole reason that I even did that was to save us money, because I knew I was planning on quitting my job soon, like especially if/when I got pregnant. I think, I don't remember, I think I maybe bought the Tower Garden, and then sometime shortly after that I did get pregnant. But my plan was like, how can I make things less expensive for us? Like if I'm a stay-at-home mom, how can I maintain this for us? Because we were losing a huge chunk of our income with my salary. And that was like a huge loss in income. So I was just trying to figure things out, and I was like, oh, well, I don't have to compromise on organic food if I grow it ourselves. Oh, and that's another thing about the Tower Garden. You can't just grow anything in there. You can't grow things like peppers. You can't grow root vegetables. It's like, it's better for you. You can grow peppers and tomatoes. The problem is, and I've seen many pictures of this because I used to be part of Facebook groups where people would talk about growing those type of things in the Tower Garden. They showed like it takes over everything. It takes over like feet beyond your Tower Garden. And I try to grow things like that. Like I grew celery in my Tower Garden, and it just like sprouted everywhere. And I don't know, it was crazy. I'm like, I don't even like celery that much. What do I do with all this celery? And I grew oregano in there, and the oregano just like took over everything, and it was like all over my floor, all the things that were falling, all the leaves and everything. It would be kind of nicer probably to have it outside. But when you clean that thing, we lived in an apartment at the time, so I was like in the tub just scrubbing that thing down. And there was so much mineral build up, it was hard to get it back to the way it was originally, just because I let it build up so much. But that was a pain in the butt, honestly, to do that. To just, more power to people who do that. I'm not saying it's wrong to have that, but just the background that I have and the type of food and nutrition that I value, the Weston A. Price Foundation and Dr. Weston A. Price and his talk about nutrition, food really should be from the soil. That's where you're going to get the most diversity in nutrients and beneficial bacteria straight from the soil. You're not going to get it from like manufactured minerals in water. Like just plants that way, we're not meant to grow that way in aquaponics or aeroponics. It's just so much better for you to eat vegetables or just plant foods that are grown in soil. That's my opinion about that. I'm sure there's going to be people who disagree with me, but that's just the way we've done it for millennia as humans. And I don't think you can replicate that perfectly or very well. without any sort of consequences. So, just my final point with all this is that it was a big waste of money, because we ended up selling my tower garden because it was such a pain. We moved into our house and I didn't use it when we moved into our house after our first house. After we moved out of our apartment, it just sat in our garage for months, and it was bugging my husband, and I'm like, all right, we can sell it. I'm fine with selling it. It was a pain in the butt to deal with. And we ended up selling it and everything with it for $400. So yeah, I made some of what I invested in back, but not nearly as much as I put into it. And like I said before, when I was calculating out the grocery store prices of organic produce versus what I would grow on my tower garden, which was organic, by the way, like I did everything the right way, it was noticeably cheaper to buy organic food at the store. And I was not including my original investment into the cost of those vegetables. If I had, it probably would take years and years to recoup, and very careful budgeting, or just being super careful to actually break even, or maybe it being less expensive with the tower garden. I don't even know if that was possible. From what my experience was, it wasn't, unless you weren't adding minerals, or unless you weren't, maybe you can go less on the minerals, but then you're detracting away from the nutrition of the food. So anyway, I hope you found this video to be helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments about Tower Garden or Juice Plus. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and may God bless you and your families.